Welcome to the West Indian Women Network. I am Priscilla Ramcharan here in the United States, and we built this network to connect women on the island of Trinidad and Tobago and women around the world. But we are not limited to women. We welcome everyone to be a part of our network, and I'm so pleased to invite our lovely guest who is actually on the island of Trinidad and Tobago currently. So Miss Emily Chee Wah, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Priscilla. Thanks for having me. And I'm so excited to be the first person on the West Indian Women's Network channel. So lovely to be here. My name is Emily Chee Wah. I'm a leadership and executive coach, and my company's name is called Your Life Path Company Limited. You can find us if you want at yourlifepathco.com on the web. So
welcome. We will drop all of your links in the description box below. So you are all welcome to connect with Emily. She is fabulous to speak to and always has something inspirational to share. So today, Emily and I decided to talk about self-help. And what is self-help, Emily?
Yeah, so I guess the name is pretty much says it all. Self-help is about, it's really the process of finding tools, whether it be online videos like this or audio or books, but finding tools to progress and support yourself through whatever it is that you might be going through. So I think self-help usually is used in the context of books that are like more on the behavioral side in terms of helping people improve some aspect of their themselves. But I think self-help is because the internet is so broad now, you can pretty much learn anything. So self-help is learning, self-directed learning. So that's what I would say.
I love that, self-directed learning. So how do you decide and say, okay, I really need to pursue self-help, but there's so much out there. How do you decide to narrow it down for you specifically?
I think it depends on the individual's need. So you'll know what are the areas you're having trouble with. Is it something, as we were talking, as I mentioned just now earlier, is it a aspect of something technical you need to learn, like an actual skill that you need to learn, and therefore you can look those up? I mean, the University of YouTube has everything. Or is it something behavioral, something that is maybe interrelationship in terms of how you feel? Maybe you're not always feeling on in terms of being able to get whatever it is you want to get done. So say you're trying to achieve a particular goal, or you're trying to do something and you find yourself procrastinating, or you find yourself always having arguments and always not understanding, why, or not understanding yourself. I think, it really depends on the issue at hand. So there are so many resources available. So just think about a topic that you're interested in learning about that would help you develop yourself, and look, Amazon, just look it up. Amazon, YouTube, just look up the topic, and there is countless information available online.
Yes. And sometimes that can be a little overwhelming.
Yes.
Because there's so much out there. And if you're like me, I love to read. I love books. I digest books regularly. But then there's so much and I want to read it all, but I just don't know what to choose first.
Oh my gosh.
So do you have a questionnaire? If someone decided to work with you to, really understand what it is that their self needs help with, do you have a questionnaire to help narrow down where you want to focus on specific tools?
Yes, I do. I actually, maybe a little one better than that. So I have a questionnaire that is attached to a free session that I do for anyone who's interested in coaching. So when you click on the link to access the free session, which I guess Priscilla will share in the comments below, because I don't remember the link off the top. You can, it will, in booking the appointment time with me, there is a questionnaire that asks you a bunch of questions to help you sort of, exactly as you said, Priscilla, narrow it down in terms of what are the areas you feel would be most helpful to have a conversation around, have potential coaching around, or even direct yourself to go towards. So, yeah.
Understood. Now, if you're an introverted person and you don't feel like you have the vocabulary to really speak to somebody and say, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'd like to work on, etc. What causes, I guess, the fear to not reach out, and what can help inspire somebody to reach out to say, I'm feeling this way, but I just can't put words to it. But I'm scared, I'm afraid, I'm shy, I don't want to share my feelings. What do you say to that?
Well, I would say that the reason you are thinking these thoughts in terms of asking yourself or even considering wanting to reach out, it means that something inside of you is sort of calling you. There's a little voice calling you to say, hey, maybe this is something you can work on. Maybe there's something else that you need. There's sort of like a knowing that there's a need. And I feel like even if you can't express yourself fully, you'd be surprised how, I guess, supportive it is to have a safe space in terms of something like what I do with my sessions in terms of coaching, because it allows you to be listened to without judgment. So the fear you feel is maybe you're afraid of being judged, you're afraid of being categorized, you're afraid of not knowing what to say, or sounding stupid or silly. Right. And when you reach out to someone in my capacity, that is not the experience you will get. You will get someone who's willing to listen, to hear what you have to say, to help direct you to where you need to go towards improving in whatever area you have. So I think the fear is just the usual gremlins that we all have. And if you are feeling a desire to reach out and you have that fear, I would say maybe do it afraid a little bit. Something is calling you, so try.
Let that fear inspire you to take that first step. Yes. And to be honest, I have spoken with Miss Emily, and I felt really, really comfortable, to express myself, say whatever I want, even if it sounds silly, she'll laugh and she'll say, well, so I highly recommend that, if you feel like you need to speak to somebody, you just want to get your foot in the door, explore what these feelings are, I highly, highly recommend that you reach out to Miss Emily and, try her sessions and see how it goes. You never know, because you do virtual coaching as well, right?
Yeah, actually, all my coaching is virtual.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So
just
anything
like
else?
This in the same room.
Oh yeah, it's better because you just see from here up. So is there any message in particular related to your field of work that you would like to share with us?
Well, there's so many messages, to be honest, Priscilla. Let's see if I can zone it down to one. I would say...
She's very honest.
I am an open book. I would say like my area of expertise is I work with leaders, but when I say leaders, I don't mean necessarily people who are in leadership positions. Maybe people who aspire to become a leader in a leadership sense. But what I mean by leaders is people who are interested in leading themselves first, their families, and then they lead their lives. And it's like we live, it's a cycle. We are like one whole being. So my role is to support you leaders and the companies that you work for. And my thing is about helping you thrive. And why you want to do that is you want to feel that you want to find that sweet spot for yourself that is between success, happiness, and purpose. I feel like if we lack our purpose, we might get successful, we won't feel happy. Sometimes we might be too happy, forget about doing anything to, in terms of making ourselves more and more successful. And again, so those three areas I help people sort of clarify and connect with so that they can thrive in whatever sphere they want to.
That's beautiful. So you're finding a happy balance with just the most important aspects of your life. And I saw your quote this morning on Instagram about leadership. So it's really true. If you can't lead yourself, how can you lead others? If you are
Yeah.
not happy, how can you expect to make others happy? Or, you have to start with you. And I guess that's wrapping it up for self-help, is starting with yourself and helping yourself, taking the necessary steps and speaking to a professional, because people like you, Miss Emily, you have the training, you have the knowledge, you have the words and the patience, especially for people like me who talk a lot. So I really appreciate your time so much. Look out for Miss Emily's links in the description box. Feel free to reach out to her anytime and join us for our next West Indian Women Network session. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Say bye.
Bye.